Paranormal Buzz Radio is proud to present Girls vs. Ghost Media's Spooky Talk with Madison Smith from Madison Paranormal. You can find Spooky Talk every other Sunday, 6 Eastern, 5 Central, right here, live on Paranormal Buzz Radio. Be sure to join in the live interactive chat by going to Spreaker.com or downloading the Spreaker app for all devices.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of Paranormal Buzz Radio or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is strictly prohibited. For information on everything Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Listener discretion is advised.
Here's your host, Madison Smith.
Hi everyone, I am Madison Smith, and I'd like to welcome you all to Spooky Talk with Natty. Tonight's guest is someone I first met last fall at an event called Silicon in Mountain, Illinois. He was walking down the middle of the mall yelling, "Hiya!" And I was kind of creeped out at first, but then he was like, "Hey," and then he kind of introduced himself, and we chatted for quite a while. So now we're good friends. So I would like to introduce and give a big spoopy welcome to Santiago Cello.
Madison, you're
Cirillo. There you go.
Hello, everybody. It is yours truly, Santiago Cirilo, from AMC's The Walking Dead and other great TV shows and movies and horror. But I am very also well known in History Channel and ID Channel as doing paranormal investigations and
yelling "Hiya!"
haunting and yelling "Hiya!", which is called the Hiya Nation. It is our victory yell to stop bullying, stop negativity, and stop all the nonsense in the world against suicide and so forth. So we believe in following your dreams and always be you and continue your success, whether you're young or old. It's never too late.
Wow. Well, that answered a lot of questions. Okay, so before you start, would you like to give out your social medias before we start? Because I usually forget towards the end.
No, I'm on all over social media. Of course, I got my Facebook page, which is a personal page, and I have a fan page, and I also have Instagram and Twitter. And, I'm just that kind of guy. If you don't know how to find me, Google me. You'll find me all over.
Okay, self-explanatory. Okay, and then before we start to My Spoopy Nation, yeah, that's what I'm going to call them now. Sorry. Credits. Credits. Roll the credits. Okay. But either way, if you have any questions, put them in the comments, and if I do not see them, spam them. I can be looking straight at something and, just not see it. It was kind of sad last week. Okay. Okay. So by what I heard, you were always interested in the entertainment business. What got you into that, really?
Yeah, I always been interested. I actually, before I even started the entertainment business, I was a certified paralegal in Nashville. I was a paralegal for a law firm, and I was doing some good business stuff and studying law, and pretty much got a bug, in the acting bug, because I was doing guitars for Gibson, guitars for all the rock stars and all them kind of people, country music stars and so forth. It was more like a blessing, you know. One day I just prayed about it, and next thing you know, here I am trying to audition for agents and getting picked up and flying all over the world, you know, all over the United States, that is.
All right. So, by your acting career, what shows and movies have you done so far?
Man, of course I've done Walking Dead. I've done the TV show Nashville. Mm-hmm. I've done work for TNT and USA Network for a few of their movies and TV shows, like Memphis Beat and Wild Card. I've done, oh my goodness, good Lord. I've done Hallmark movies with John Voight and Melanie Griffith called JL Family Ranch. I've done numerous shows for Investigation Discovery. Played Dodie Fayette on the Princess Diana story, which that was on Lifetime. Gosh, I got so many credits. I just can't remember them all. But I've done Beast of the Water, which is now on Hulu and Amazon and Tubi. That stars myself and WWE superstar wrestlers and a few of the original Power Rangers and a lot of the Sci-Fi Channel friends of mine. And I have a movie that's very interesting. It is a paranormal horror movie based on true events. It's called Rosalie, and it was filmed in an actual facility called, I want to get this right, Post Town Elementary School in Ohio, in Dayton, Ohio. And we filmed it there, and there's so much activity that happened there. But I also have done a lot of recording investigations for History Channel for places that have been around in the investigation world, you know, haunted places and so forth. But I finished a movie called Slaughtery. I have other stuff that's going on, but you can see the complete work that I've done, like on imdb.com and some of my pages and so forth. So we'll see.
Okay. So another question, like expanding off that, what was like one of your favorite things to work on when you were doing all that?
The best thing to work on is that when you deal with special effects, you know, whether there's blood or gunshot wounds, fake gunshot wounds, or you get to see like people in makeup and full makeup as a monster or a ghoul or a ghost. But every work that I've done, it's always fantastic. I can't even pick out the best work that I've done because I love just being on set and filming. And every crew becomes a family. The saddest part about it is you're changing crews and you're going to a different set and you have to reestablish yourself again, you know. But I just love everything about the acting biz. You know, you get to be different characters, from good guys to bad guys to whatever.
Okay. So I was doing some research, right? And I heard that you were from San Francisco, right?
No, I was from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, there it is. I was like,
close enough, huh?
Yeah, close enough. But then you moved to Ohio, right?
Yeah, I was born in Puerto Rico and I was raised in Ohio, Upper Ohio by Cleveland, area called Lorain, Ohio.
Yeah, and then go ahead, finish.
Go ahead, Maddie. Go ahead.
Finish.
Well, I went to college in Columbus, Ohio, and I ended up also joining the military, which I was in the infantry, in the Army Infantry at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, which I stayed and did about 8 years and got out, and I ended up going back to school and getting involved being a Tennessean out here. So I live near Nashville.
Okay, that's another thing. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Yay.
Okay, back to the original question. Okay. So I heard that it was, like, troubling for you to move. Is that right?
Traveling, well, troubling to move is different because Like, for example, when I went from Puerto Rico to the United States, I had to learn English and be bilingual.
Yeah.
And at the same time, from being in the up north atmosphere, I had to adapt to the southern atmosphere. Everything is different, and everywhere you go, it's almost like being in a different country when you move.
Yeah.
But it wasn't too hard. It was just very hard to adapt because when I was in the military and when you got out, it was hard to be a civilian again. And then you have to learn how do you say, not respect, but to be unaware of your surroundings and trust people. Because when you were in the military, you're always on alert status. Your mind is totally different. You get involved in a lot of your whole life is fast paced to the point where you go to missions and go different stuff you do, and you can't tell anybody, even your spouse or any kind of your family. And then you try to adapt to a civilian life, and it slows everything down. You get very depressed, PTSD. It's almost like your inner self is bullying yourself.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get on a lighter question. Try to lift up the mood,
Yay!
Oh, Shay also says thank you for your service.
Hiya!
Hiya. Okay. And also Shay has a question.
Sweet.
How/when did you get interested in the paranormal?
I was involved in the paranormal when I was very young. It's one of them lifestyles where you see things, you hear things, you feel things, and you're scared to say anything because people think you're crazy. It wasn't as open as it is now when I was young. I was born in 1973, and then by the time I was like 7 to 9 years old, it was much safer for me to walk in cemeteries than it is to walk in basements and old houses and abandoned buildings and so forth, because I felt a lot of things. I saw a lot of things, and it was hard to bring that out because my energy level was so high, and I was so much of a character to live life and everything. But at the same time, when I go into these places, you feel the effect where it drains you, where it wants to take that energy and use it, and then you're confused. You're very confused. So I had when I was young, but a gentleman named Keith Age, which he worked a lot in paranormal investigation and the Investigation Discovery Channel, introduced me into the paranormal world, which I started adapting a lot. And I first started going with a lot of investigators and researchers, and I was that energy. I was that, hiya, here we go, not scared, and not using fear against me, actually giving more love. And I attracted a lot of spirits. I attracted a lot of the paranormal that is used to feeding off fear, used to feeding off negativity. And I bring all this positive energy, and I literally have lit up places that never had light bulbs in them for years. I have made water run from pipes that never had water run before. I've seen, I had voice boxes giving full conversations. I had objects flying and moving all over the place. I had people lifted up on the ground and held in the wall in midair. There's so much stuff that I experienced to the point where people were like, where's this energy? And they were frightened. They were scared of me. There's people that were in the business for over 30 years and ran out of buildings because they just thought it was an exorcist thing going on, And so it was unbelievable. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I went through.
Wow. That's I would think that was an exorcist too, in my opinion. People being lifted up.
Yeah.
So do you know the movie Nightmare on Elm Street?
I do the movie. I do know.
There was a scene where so the person was in the dream, then they went up and then they flew around the room.
Yeah.
Once you said that, that's why I imagined. I was God.
No, this thing happened where it was a teenage young boy, and we were in a group, and we had a protective circle, and it was like maybe 4 or 5 of us, and the kid was pretty obnoxious. He was just oh, this ain't real. I don't believe in this stuff. He was just tempting the spirits inside. I don't believe in this stuff. And I was like, he goes, I'm going to go back to my mom in the green room. And I was like, no, don't leave. We'll walk with you. And he's like, forget this. As soon as he stepped out of the circle within 2 feet, he got thrown against the wall. And we had to turn on the lights. We had an emergency crew come in. His mom and everybody had to come in. They put him in the green room. He was crying, shivering. They had to put sage on him. I mean, he totally became a believer after that because everybody saw it. And to the point where he figured, we talked him into it and said, hey, you know what? Walk with us and feel more positive, because if you just leave, you're going to have this as nightmares. You're going to have this as too much in your mind, that it's all about scary stuff and all this stuff. And we wanted to, pretty much make him feel more comfortable in the paranormal world, which he did. He ended up being very, very attracted to the paranormal world, to the point where the voice boxes were talking to him and calling him in different rooms.
Wow. Well, the boy got what he deserved, in my opinion. He was like, well, it's not real. And the ghosts are like, really?
Yep, that's exactly what it was.
The spirits were just waiting for karma. They're just like, come on, brothers. He's out of the protective circle.
Yep, as soon as he walked out of it, we had a similar experience when we were filming Rosalie. Rosalie was filmed, like I said before, in Poasttown Elementary School in Dayton, Ohio. It's one of the top 5, I believe, most haunted facilities in Ohio there. And they had a suite kind of built for 2 rooms in the classrooms for me. And I stayed there. The whole camera crew, the production crew, everybody wanted to follow suit. They're like, yeah, if Santi's going to stay there, we're all going to stay there. So within the first day of shooting, or the first 3 days of shooting, things started happening. The owner of the facility, something flew off the shelf, because I guess he was having some negative comments about us being there and filming. He was more worried about, the whole facility staying open or something. I really don't know the whole story, but something flew and hit him in the head and busted his head open. Came out of the shelves and hit him in the head. Then he had a full recording session of school being in session above me. You heard the bells ring. You heard the kids laughing, switching classes, sneakers on the floor, walking up and down stairs. The whole deal was recorded. Then we had the special effects. One of the special effects young ladies got attacked, scratched, bit, and thrown against the wall. And then the director's cameras and some of the equipment started moving or something like that. And then, but the whole deal is that they ended up bringing a camper on site, so because he didn't want to stay there no more. Then some of the crew ended up getting a hotel about an hour away because they didn't want to stay in the school. But I stayed there the whole time of filming, and I slept like a baby. It totally respected me, loved me. I had a great feeling in there. I guess it was just feeding off the energy that I had there. And ever since I left there from filming, like it always happens, at least 3 to 6 months late, full energy stays in that place. So if you ever been to a haunted place or a facility where you're doing a ghost hunting, and you go there constantly and so forth, and you get decent vibes, sometimes you get nothing. When I go there, for some reason, I leave the energy there where you see stuff that hasn't happened in literally over years of time. So, I mean, it's a great feeling. It happened before, and it continues to happen everywhere I go.
Okay. And then expanding off of that question, I'm gonna, how do I explain this? So I heard that you were called the ghost magnet. Is that, is that what happens?
Yeah,
Is that why you're called that?
It's one reason why. And what it is that I bring a lot of the shadow people out. I bring a lot of shadow people out. I bring a lot of orbs out. It's all recorded, and I always say this because it's one thing that I like to prove my authenticity. whatever you call it, proof kind of deal, is that I don't bring anything myself. I just bring myself. I have anybody who attends these hauntings, hunting, paranormal investigations, they bring their own camera and crew and so forth, and they end up recording, taping, viewing the whole deal and become the evidence. And they keep that evidence. I don't mess with it. I don't touch it. They end up keeping it. They're allowed to share it all over as much as they can. But the evidence that I have, there's a room that they had a grid square room, just all green grids. And when I went in there, it completely went black. It filled up the whole room full of spirits, where the whole place went black. I went to a spot in a pharmacy where it was a certain patient that always attacked people, usually women. And this was in New York, I believe. And when I went there, my whole body got hit to the point where I was leaning against the doorway, and people were screaming because they were holding the camera and they saw nothing but orbs. They said it looked like a whole universe going in my body, different orbs just coming in, to the point where I passed out. And I woke up in the green room, and nobody knew I was there until I woke up. They literally said people were sitting where I was sitting before I woke up. And I woke up there, and I was like, what's going on? And I flipped out that whole green room. It's like I disappeared for a while and woke up in a different place. I could go on. There's so many stories that I witnessed it, from voices telling me to tell other investigators to shut up because they were faking a lot of things. They'll have, like in the morgue, people were laying on the morgue and tell Johnny, what's wrong with Johnny? And it's a guy in perfect health. And it's like, help Johnny. What's wrong with him? Can you operate on Johnny? And I hear voices telling me they think we're stupid. They think we don't know what's going on. Anyway, there's so much stuff that's been going on to the point where it's unexplained unless you experience it for yourself or there. It's one reason they call me the magnet. It's just I bring out the whole energy out of places.
Okay. And then Shay, she has a lot of questions.
Go Shay, 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 Shay.
Oh, I thought you were saying Dulce. I'm like, what the heck does that mean? Are you talking trash behind my back, man?
Oh.
Jeez. Okay. So she asked, what is the scariest paranormal moment?
I went to Old Pennsylvania Hospital, or I believe it was in Tennessee. It's called Old Pennsylvania Hospital in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. And I went, this is like one of my first times going there.
Yeah.
And they were trying to figure out how come these voice boxes weren't working. So they had like 4 or 5 voice boxes, and they were messing around with them, trying to figure out, taking the sweet old time. And within 15 seconds, all the voice boxes turned on, and they literally had a full session for about 15, 20 seconds, a full session of ER going, ER session. You can hear the ambulance coming in. You can hear people requesting to see a doctor. You heard the mics, the nurses paging doctors and so forth. You heard the phones ringing, the whole deal for 15 to 20 seconds. And it all happened in one time, all the voice boxes. And these were different groups of paranormal researchers and investigators.
No thanks. Like, I'll just be the one in the background. I think I need an ambulance.
Yeah, that happened twice, as a matter of fact. It happened twice. One in the hospital and one in a sanitarium or in New York, New York. Where
New York.
Everybody's stuff was unplugged, and they were packing up to leave. And then I walked in, and all their stuff went crazy, turned on, and it really ran out about 20 people out of the room.
This man, what has he been doing? Does he have, like, some sort of demon attached to him?
It's really weird because when I do like SilCon and all these paranormal events, I only limit them because it really drains a lot of energy out of me. And one reason why is not the investigations, because unless I'm invited to them, I'll do them. But it's mostly because there's fellow investigators and mediums and gypsies and and they drain a lot of energy. It's to the point where somehow they attract to me. They come to me and like, can we just talk to you? There's a reason I have to talk to you. And I know how it is, and I understand, but I try to stay away from them as much as possible, just because I get drained so bad. And I don't. It's not a disrespect thing, but it's just I just can't deal with that. So, yeah.
Wow. Okay. She also asked, "What does he think shadow people are?"
What do I think shadow people are?
People.
I really don't know what it can be. I would say our spirits that would probably be. I don't know. I would say it's either angels or actually human spirits that are lost and want a little taste of reality again. Because sometimes when you go to these places, they keep telling the same story. We see the elevator man always pushing the buttons. Some of these spirits want to do something different. Not just pushing buttons all the time or tell their story. So I can't really say what they are, but there's some there that shadow people that they say that save people's lives, and sometimes people think they're angels. So and I really don't know. I really can't answer that, except that it's either human souls that are still wandering and want a little extra different reality, or angels.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Never actually thought about that.
Dun dun.
Big brain time. All right. Shay also asked, what is his bucket list for go-to places to investigate?
Alcatraz. I want to go to Alcatraz.
Same.
I want to go to Egyptian pyramids. I would like to go to areas where have been places that have never been investigated and are known as hauntings and still feel vibes of these like what's Chernobyl, is that what it's right in Russia, where they had the radiation breakdown and they cleared the whole town and a lot of people died, and now people are starting to go there again, but there's still a little bit of radiation detected. So I mean, it's places like that.
Yeah. And I can understand that. Like, that would be really cool.
And I like to go to the Roman Colosseum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Roman Colosseum, and maybe old war places like in Turkey and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Feel the Vikings and all that stuff.
Yeah. I really like the Civil War and everything, so.
Yeah, I am actually going to Gettysburg in July.
Lucky.
And, big paranormal event there. So they've been trying to get me for over 5 years. So I'm very excited to be there on July 24th, 25th, and 26th. Nice. So there's a lot of people from the paranormal world that are going to be there. So Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, here I come.
Jeez, your voice can go really deep.
I could speak like Freddy sometimes.
Okay. And I can speak like this. Hi.
Hiya.
Hiya. Okay. And by the way, have you ever been to the Paris catacombs before?
The Paris what?
The Paris catacombs.
No.
I really want to go there.
I would love to find out what that is. It sounds interesting. Just the name attracts me.
Would you like me to tell you more about it?
Please tell me, Your Majesty.
I am not Your Majesty. No. Okay, no. No. I am Maddie.
Okay, Madison.
Oh my god, is that good?
I am Einstein.
This is why you scare me sometimes. Okay, so what the Paris catacombs are is so many people were dying at the time, and it was like some sort of sickness going around, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat room. Either way, people, they were complaining about the dead bodies, of the smell and everything, so they decided to dig holes and like underneath the city, and they started putting dead bodies down there.
Interesting.
And if you look up pictures, they have designs made out of bones.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's I get the feeling. I get the feeling.
It is spoopy. Here you go. Here's mine. It's not Einstein, but it's good.
Oh my god, it's the elf on the shelf.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Ruby.
And
she's named after Jigsaw.
And this is Julio.
Oh my god.
Julio from The Walking Dead. Julio. Hold
on, I got an even better one. This is Trumpy Bear.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Here.
Here's the Hiya one. Hiya Santi. Hello, Bear. Hiya. Hiya.
This is kind of getting a little scary now. Okay. Let me just put Trumpy Bear back. Thank you. Here's your top hat. Ta-da! I'm back.
Yay!
Okay. Yay, not really though. Okay, no.
Yay!
Yeah. Okay.
Don't forget my movies. Here's Rosalie. Get it on DVD.
DVDs. They're probably like that one person in the chat. Can I just download it? DVDs are so last week.
Yeah, you can see it everywhere. Amazon and even Tubi. If you guys don't have Tubi, it's a free app. It's like a free Netflix. And it has these cool movies, and you can get pretty much my movies on it. So you'll be good.
Nice. Okay. Allison Robinson asks, what's the one object in the world he would not want to be haunted?
One object in the world?
Yeah.
That I wouldn't want to mess with the actual Annabelle doll. I wouldn't want to mess with it.
No, one thing, like, not an actual haunted thing, but like something that you'd never want to be haunted.
Never want to be haunted by? Or a place to be at?
No, like an object. Like you'd never want a lighter to be haunted or something.
Oh, something that I wouldn't want to be, haunted.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, I think it would go to like paintings. I wouldn't want a haunted painting. You know, there's a story about a young lady who, and it's a true story. She bought a painting that thought it was really cool of a dude, and bought it at a yard sale, and she took it home. Yeah, actually, she took it from the yard sale because it was like the guy didn't even care for it. He didn't even know it was there. She just grabbed it because the guy wouldn't listen to him. How much is this painting? And so she actually stole it, and she had it in her house. And since she had it in her house, she started seeing the figure of the painting come to life, haunting her, beating her, attacking her.
Was that the little boy one? The little boy?
No, it was a guy. It was a guy, almost like a biker guy. A guy that had a biker's. And he just did all these horrible things and abusing her. And she finally went and said, took the painting to the backyard and burned it. And went to the owner of the house And the owner of the house said, I never heard of that painting. I never had that painting. I never even had but 2 paintings that were for sale. And anyway, long story short, she never got attacked or anything, So it was a haunted painting.
Dun dun.
Um,
The only thing that I'd never want to be haunted is bacon, because that's like my favorite food.
Mm-hmm. Don't take things with you. Leave it there. I live literally about 15 minutes from the Bell Witch Cave.
Nice.
So there's people that have taken rocks for mementos, and they tell them not to take any rocks or anything. And they ended up mailing. This lady gets like boxes of rocks mailed back to her because they're haunted, because they get bad dreams and so forth. So don't take nothing from a place, and cleanse yourself. Cleanse yourselves.
Brace yourselves. Okay, no. That's just karma. By the way, question for you again.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have not been to the Bell Witch Cave. Can you explain the history for me, please? Thank you.
John Bell. John Bell was a man who had a family and had 2 daughters, and lived in this farm, the Bell Farm, and they were haunted by a witch, and the witch only wanted the souls of the daughter, one daughter, because it said that if she grows up, she will change. It would be worse for the world, pretty much. And they wanted to kill her, and it attacked her, abused her, and tried to do their best to get her insane. Of course, the daughter died. John Bell ended up committing suicide. The story goes that the Bell Witch and the family ancestors are still around in that farm, but the witch itself still travels through that farm, and it had caves in it, which were traced all the way to the Native American times. They had native burial sites. Some people out there, and I don't know what happened after that, but they dug up an old ancient Indian burial of a young girl. So some don't know if it's John Bell's daughter, don't know if it's a Native American, but they still have it there open so people can see. They haven't touched it, but they don't know the whole story about it. They just never, there's nothing to say about it, but I mean, it's in the property, and you could take tours around, and so many people have owned it. I don't know if the Bell family, I think the Bell family didn't want nothing to do with it anymore, just because of the story and their personal experiences with it. Yeah. Well, I believe some other people own it. Of course, ID Channel, History Channel go there all the time to do a thing.
Yeah. I've heard of it, I've seen it, but, I've never really done, a thorough research of it, so...
Mm-hmm. You need to, Madison, you need to. It's a good story.
I know, because I need to get a big brain.
You're smart, honey. You're very intelligent.
You're saying that to the one who believes -0 exists. What's that laugh?
That's my giggle. That's my giggle.
You go.
Yeah. Hiya.
Hiya. Okay. Dance time is over. All right. So Shay has another question. Is there a location he won't ever investigate again?
No. I attack every place and will continue to go there. I mean, there's one place. Oh yeah. When I say I attack it with positive energy. So I will go there all the time. I respect it as a visitor, but I go there and attack it to feed whatever's there positive energy, and never will go there with any kind of scare tactics or being afraid or anything. So I will go there constant times, as many times as I want to. There's one place I will not go, and that's the actual story of The Exorcist. It happened in a chapel, in a secret room in a chapel. And it's not a girl, it's actually a boy that was possessed. But I would not go there. Something tells me I shouldn't invade that kind of premises.
Do you know why exactly you won't go there, or is it just the gut feeling? It's
just a vibe. It's just a gut feeling. Yeah.
Just a vibe, man. Well, it's a good feeling?
It's a gut feeling.
Oh, I thought you said good feeling. I'm like...
No good feeling.
Okay. So who would you consider the person who has mentored you the most since you started?
Started in what? In the entertainment business? Or paranormal? Keith Age.
Okay.
You guys need to check him out. He has introduced me into it and pretty much let me learn from myself. And I got introduced to different investigators, which I continue to communicate with and go into different places. But yeah, Keith Age is the guy.
Yeah. Okay, and then same question for the entertainment biz.
The entertainment biz?
Yeah.
That would be my mom. My mom was always loving entertainment, and I kind of always wanted to, entertain people. So she had high energy like me.
Okay. So, what is your most favorite place to investigate and why?
My most favorite place. Dun, dun, dun. You know what? Every place I have is very very good for me. One of the great places that I can think of right now is an old house in Lexington, Kentucky, where it had slave tunnels under it, where blood actually came out of the walls. And I had a little girl following me on camera. I had all their video and voice boxes were bright to the point where they wanted to be seen. So it had a detailed video and so forth, and it was very friendly, very, very, how do you say, powerful, because I felt so good. It was like they were feeding me energy instead of me feeding them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then that place, so would you consider it like a bad history? Or like, how would you consider it? Like,
it was good. I don't think it was bad history. With all the history in the world that we went through, or slavery or attacks or murders and so forth, I think when we go to these paranormal places, the story is what scares us. The story is what feeds the negative energy, the fear. But if you go in there with love and caring and positive energy, that is something different that it's not used to having. And I think that's what feeds it and gives you a good vibe, a good run, a good feed. And it shows that it's not all about, the whole evil stuff that people think it is, there's 15 demons that live here and stuff like that. So, but no, I think everything's positive when I go in.
Yeah. And then, so the place that you were talking about, let's see, how do I explain it? What exactly happened there?
The house was over 150 years old.
All right.
And it was made out of brick. And on downstairs, the whole place froze. I automatically felt something, but there was a hole in the wall that if you go in it, you could go literally through the town under, because it had, that's where the slaves went in. We don't know if it was a slave safe haven for slaves, because in Lexington and Louisville, they had a lot of those homes because the Ohio River was right there. And with the Ohio River, right across the Ohio River, there used to have been a light, a place that was lit by a candle that pretty much shows the slaves where their freedom was. If they crossed the river and go into Ohio, they were in freedom territory. So a lot of these houses ended up having tunnels where slaves went in and stayed in these houses and so forth, and they traveled under the cities and towns to fields. But what happened is that it was about 3:00 in the morning, and they were still setting up, and all of a sudden everything just lit bright, like daylight showed up. And then when they looked, one minute you see like oil stains, the next thing you see is like blood stains, literally fresh blood. And then, of course, it scared the hell out of people. So they ran out. Then I walked upstairs. I walked where it was telling me that the voice box was telling me that I should walk upstairs. I walked upstairs, went to a room, and almost buckled to my knees. It's like I released something out of that room that needed to come out. It needed some energy to come out. And then I went downstairs and always felt like my hand was being grabbed. And all it was a young girl, which it was like ancient Civil War time, man. That's how she was dressed. You know, like Little House on the Prairie kind of deal. And she was following me all over the house and so forth. And then they were continuing to hear music, continue to hear voices, like conversation, like in a dining room, like people were eating and so forth. It's almost like a reenactment happening all over again.
Okay. So the place was part of the Underground Railroad, right?
I don't think it was. I think it was just one of them safe haven houses. A lot of houses were like that back in the days, where they have special rooms for slaves to be in there, so they can be protected, and at the same time can leave at night and go on their path. It's almost like their stops, like the safe stops. A lot of churches had those where they opened a hidden door under the mat and in the basement, and it ends up being a tunnel or a safe haven room.
Yeah, that's what the Underground Railroad was.
Yeah, it was. Actually, Underground Railroad was a pathway that was meant for a path where slaves could go and be free through that. I mean, there was tunnels, there was path, there was also people were helping with carriages. There was also fields that they had to walk through woods, crossing rivers. It wasn't literally underground. It was actually a trail of a map of a passage that helped slaves go free.
Okay. Yeah, the way that I was explained, the way that I was taught the Underground Railroad is they would go to one place, wait till night, and then run to the other and make their way. Yeah. It was similar like that.
You're right. And like I said, I don't know if the place was part of that, but I wouldn't doubt it, because it was, it was one of them safe haven places.
Yep. Have you ever been to one of those, have you ever been to another one of those houses that were part of the Underground Railroad or one of the safe havens?
No, I never been to another place like that. I mean, that's literally what stuck out. But I have been to later years. I've been into Tombstone, Arizona. I've been to an old hotel, kind of during them times, and but never experienced what I experienced there. Each place I experienced, something happens. 99 or 95% of the time when I go to places, it's unexplanatory of what happens, but something always happens.
Okay. So, I had the question, it just pops out of my head, okay, bye now.
Sure. No,
it's
go ahead.
Ta-ta. And I'm just like, no, come back. I had you ready. Okay.
Write it down, Madison. Write it down.
But the pen's too far. Okay. So, can you tell us about the Haya Nation?
The Haya Nation. It is brought to you by Santiago Cirilo. Haya. The Haya Nation was created by myself. And it's pretty much when I was a kid, to my young teenage years and so forth, I've been bullied. I've been treated bad. I've been pointed out. I was very poor, so I didn't have anything. I had to do hand-me-downs and so forth. And course, people always picked on me. I was always picked. I was always, my only defense I had was try to be funny and goofy and weirdo to keep people away. At the same time, I was myself, and but it hurt me to the point where I got very depressed, and I tried to kill myself 5 times. I tried to do from hanging to shooting myself to drowning, a lot of different ways, and overdose and so forth, and medicine. And one time I went through a bad experience in life and went to a big field and just talked to God, man. I just said, take this away, or I'm going to take this away, to take this pain away, or I'm going to take the pain away. And within an instant, I didn't yell, I didn't say amen, hallelujah, praise the Lord. I just yelled, Hi-Yah. And when I yelled Hi-Yah, it felt like the whole world was in my hands. And I could have spun the world backwards if I wanted to. I could have called a flea, a gnat, a bird to bow down to me. That's how much power I felt and energy I felt. And I yell it every time because it kills negativity. It keeps me that feeling that I always had. And it made me want to continue life. It made me want to continue to succeed. There's a reason why each individual in this world has that kind of power and has to succeed in life. I will never, with bullying and having these people commit suicides and feeding off this negativity and never following their path and true righteousness of their talent, we're being left out. We can have the next cure for cancer. We can have the next actor, the next entertainer, the greatest podcaster, like you, Madison, and have a lot of great things that we're missing out. And it's all because of negativity. We continue to feed people and the bullying. Mm-hmm. And so I yell Hi-Yah and create the Hi-Yah Nation. I do these Hi-Yah Nation hats. I have T-shirts that says your negativity will not break me. I have a lot of positive stuff that I do for from teenagers to adults, to people, from nerds to geeks, to follow their dreams. And we try to keep that alive. And that's the nation we have. Every time I yell Hi-Yah, people yell Hi-Yah. And if you got a problem in your life, it could be a whisper, it could be a loud yell, it could be in your mind, a train of thought. Yell Hi-Yah, real loud, Hi-Yah, and get Hi-Yah. Your mind set. And you literally control. It gives you great energy, gives you a lot of power, and it makes you understand exactly what you're here for.
Yeah, that's actually really meaningful.
There you go. It's
I honestly almost cried.
Yeah, it's the Hi-Yah. That's good. It's positive. It's positive energy. Madison, look, you're a fantastic human being, Madison. And I know for a fact that I've seen that some people are kind of eyebrow raising on you because what is this young girl doing being in the paranormal field? Well, the paranormal field was never defined of age. It could be someone that's 9 years old, like my story when I was 9, didn't know. Mm-hmm. You are benefiting because you're in the age where people are accepting it. So you had this power and this great gift for years and years. And it's an honor to not just be on your show, but it's an honor that I got to meet you because you are the future of it. You are the investigator that people need to look at and people need to understand, because the young has more power than the old just because you have more innocence in your life. And that's what it attracts a lot of the spirits and so forth. So Madison, keep going, keep believing, keep doing it. Turn the world backwards if you have that power. Just do it, because I think you will succeed. I know you will succeed more in life if you just continue to follow your dreams and continue believing in you and your show and your power and your investigations.
Wow. Thank you.
You are more than welcome, Your Majesty, Your Greatness.
I am not Your Majesty or Your Greatness.
Don't think negative. That's not the Hi-Yah way.
I am just Maddie.
Yay!
Okay. So, how can people join and support the Hi-Yah Nation?
You know what? Like I said, I sell T-shirts. I sell hats. It doesn't have to say Hi-Yah. I do little things like this. This is a Walking Dead hat I have. I have ones that say your negativity will not break me. I have hats that says Hi-Yah. I have hats that says stop bullying. I have hats that says don't stop believing. I mean, there's things I put in. I could do your name, Madison or Maddie, and do it in like a graffiti style with all the spiritual kind of glare into it and bling bling and all that. And I have shirts that's anti-bullying. Your negativity will not break me. Let me see if I can show you guys the shirts because I have a box full of them. Ta-da! Like
the
that.
merch.
Yeah, the merch. And anyway, but I do have it. You can check my Facebook and social media and Instagram. And of course, everything I have helps to stop anti-bullying and suicides and gives more to those who are in need and help. And hopefully you guys all join the crew.
Doop doop. Cough cough, wink wink, dad. I want a shirt. Ahem.
Yay!
And if you're not listening to this,
and of course I got Walking Dead autographs of me on the TV show The Walking Dead.
Yeah, my dad has that in his room.
So, so it's pretty cool.
Okay. And then one last time, would you like to give a shout out to your, where people can find you?
Yeah, Facebook, my personal page. I have the Cirilo 7 Entertainment page. I have the Santiago Cirilo fan page. Instagram, I'm also on Instagram, Cirilo21 at Instagram. I have a Twitter. You could Google me around my first and last name, and it'll give you all my accounts, and it tells you where to find me. And of course, I'm on TV and movies all the time, from horror movies to family movies. And I do a lot of motivational speaking at certain places that I attend, whether it be schools or organizations or stuff like that. But I do a lot of Comic-Cons and paranormal cons, and you can catch me. So hopefully I'll see you guys on the road and give me a holler. A holler. A hi-ya holler.
Yes. Okay. Do you like games?
Do you like games? Like what kind of games?
Want to play a game? Okay, no.
Do you want to play a game?
You're ready? Probably like that one person. Here, let me just go ask my mom. Wait, no. My mom said no, sorry. I have to leave. Probably like Jigsaw.
No Jigsaw games. Dun, dun.
I know. Okay, are you ready? Let me set my time war. If I can find my time war. Here it is. Okay, are you ready? What is your favorite experience so far?
My favorite experience so far? Well, my favorite experience so far is to make people laugh and smile and give a lot of hugs in live events.
Yeah. Okay. What's the most scary place you visited?
The most scariest place I visited will be golly, what's the name of that asylum in New York? Oh my God, I can't believe I don't remember the name. It's in Upper New York by Buffalo.
Dun dun. Okay.
Dun dun dun.
Dun 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 dun. Okay, now. Here, do you just want to think about that and come back to it?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. I'm so bad.
So what were your thoughts of me when you first saw me?
I felt a good vibe of you. As a paranormal investigator, kind of with the magnet kind of deal, I felt a good vibe. And I knew that you had a lot of great energy and a lot of talent that was in the field. So that's the way it goes. Just a good feeling.
Okay. What is the thing you're most scared of?
What am I most scared of?
Yeah.
I would say negative people.
Okay. So because you're in the military, would you rather do 50 push-ups or 50 burpees?
I could do both without a problem. So it's kind of a tie.
Teach me your ways. Okay, no. Okay. Twizzlers or Starbursts?
Starburst.
So, would you count yourself as a skeptic or believer?
Believer.
Okay. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Well, I love both of them, so that's not fair.
Okay, let's just go or. Ice cream or custard?
Ice cream.
Horror or adventure movies?
Horror movies.
Late nights or early mornings?
Late nights.
Pizza or tacos?
Pizza.
Dogs or cats?
Doggies.
Doggas. Okay, now back to the question. Most scary place you visited?
What the heck is the place? I can't remember.
The asylum. Done. Okay, no.
The asylum. I can't. I got a T-shirt of it. I can't remember. It's a cool T-shirt. It has a straight jacket on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, golly, I feel bad. Hills, rolling hills. Ha. Rolling hills.
Haha, I remembered. Okay. So I stopped a little early because you were having a thought process. So you got 2 minutes, 44 seconds, and I know, big brain. Okay. So that's really it for the show, my dudes. So
Yay!
I want to thank you for being on. Once again, thank you.
It's an honor, Your Majesty. I'm sorry. It's an honor, Madison.
Thank you. Majesty, yeah.
Majesty is a queen. It's royalty.
Yes, queen. Yes, queen. All right. Well, I'm starting to see the shadow man rounding the corner and telling me that our time is almost over. I would really like to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to come on and chatting with myself and my listeners here on Spoopy Talk.
Yay!
So, can I get one last hi-ya?
It's a hi-ya kind of day. Thank you, hi-ya nation and the great Madison for Spoopy Talk, because we talk all hour long. Just for you, you great visitors, you great entertainers, you're great people. Much love to you. Hiya.
I just turned down my volume. Okay. So you have a great night, okay? Have a spoopy night.
I will, Your Majesty. I mean, Madison.
Yeah. Get it right? Okay. No. Okay. So now, for all my listeners out there, I would really like to say thank you for being with me tonight. The next show will be April 5th with Joshua and Steve. Well, Joshua Lee Henston and Steve Batterall. Yes, Steve Battery. Done. Okay. Okay. With Henston Paranormal. So make sure if you're not following me, give me a follow at Maddie _investigation _paranormal on Instagram. And Madison Paranormal Investigation on Facebook. So yeah, for tonight, well, darn. This is what happens, man. My brain.
Buenos nachos and chips.
Yes, for tonight, nachos and chips. So for tonight, peace, love, and happiness. And most of all, be spoopy, everyone.
Hiya!
Hiya!